So I'm going to read you the All-NBA teams for the 2024-2025 season. On the first team, we had Giannis, Shea, Jokic, Tatum, and Mitchell. Second team had Ant-Man, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Evan Mobley, and Jalen Brunson. And the third team had Cade Cunningham, Karl-Anthony Towns, Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Williams, and James Harden. Do you notice something out of that? A lot of the guys I just mentioned are just not going to hit the 65-game requirement to compete for an All-NBA spot this season. And I remember a few weeks ago, we were asked about the 65-game minimum, and I was very firm on saying, no, I think it's okay, give it a few more years. I may be just turning around just a little bit, and I'll explain why. Some of the guys that won't make All-NBA this season because of injury, and I don't mean like super significant injury like a Halliburton or a Tatum. I don't think you could tell the story of the season without some of these names. So let me read you the spots that are completely open. Obviously, Jason Tatum won't make All-NBA. Halliburton, Jalen Williams, even though he's back, he already is going to be, if he plays every single game for the rest of the season, he won't hit 65 games. Cool. Giannis just went down on an injury on Wednesday night, I think it was, when they won in a game versus the Detroit Pistons. He has missed 7 games at this point, and he's going to be reevaluated in 2 to 4 weeks, potentially missing a month worth of basketball games. And in order to hit that 65-game threshold, you can only miss 17 games. He's already at 7. He's only got 10 more games to play with an injury that at least is going to keep him out for the next 4 weeks. And that's for him to get reevaluated. That don't even mean he'll be back that next day. LeBron James has already missed 16 games. He's not playing all NBA level, but still, he's missed 16. He only got one more, and they showed a picture of him and Jason Tatum in the locker room, and LeBron didn't even have a shoe on his left foot because his left foot is so damn bad right now. He going to miss another game. Oh, also, Giannis is on a 7-year streak of All-NBA first teams. I don't know if anybody thought about that. That streak is just over. It's over. Maybe, unless he's made of vibranium. Steph Curry has missed 8 games so far this season, and as far as we know, he will miss at least the next 3 games, so that'll put him at 11 with however many months left in the season. So he may end up playing less than that 65 games. Giannis, Tatum, Bron, Curry, Halliburton, Dub. That's 6. That's just 6 players strictly off of injury. From what we know right now, God forbid, knock on the wood of this table, somebody else within that All-NBA team may miss a significant time in January or February. Again, we don't hope that, but it's the reality of the situation. And then we have 3 players that may not even be playing at All-NBA level to get the nods. The first guy is Evan Mobley. Love me some Evan Mobley. I think the season is good, but it just hasn't been the season that a lot of us anticipated. It's not a bad season by any means. He's still an all defensive level player. He's still an efficient offensive player. It's just not the jump. And maybe putting up the same stats as last year is enough for him to make All-NBA again. I don't know. James Harden is having a ridiculously great offensive season. But I don't know if y'all know how these voters really be going with this All-NBA stuff. You can't just have a really good offensive season if your team ain't doing well. So in order for James Harden to be in consideration again for this award, his team, the LA Clippers, have to turn it around and have to be in a postseason. They can't be the 11th seed with an All-NBA player. At least that's historically not the way it's went. It's been a few cases, but historically, that's not the way it's went. And then lastly, Karl-Anthony Towns is still having a good season, but there's a lot of times I'm watching the New York Knicks and they've been good where I'm like, man, where that boy Cat at? You know, he is the greatest shooting center of all time. Where that boy Cat at? And his numbers ain't bad. His efficiency is down a little bit from last season. It just ain't been the overall impact that we're used to. That's all. So if those 3 stay the same, that's 9. That's 9 All-NBA spots potentially open. So let's talk about some candidates, y'all. Let's talk about some people that can be into All-NBA. The first guy is going to be Luka Doncic. He's missed a few games for the birth of his child. Congratulations to the Doncic family over there. It seems like he's going to miss maybe a few more, so he may even cut it close himself. But Luka Doncic, he's obviously averaging the most points in the league. He's Luka. The only reason he didn't make it last year is because of injury, and as long as he gets that 65 games, he's an absolute lock. I'm going to read y'all some of these other names. Matter of fact, let me give you my locks if they stay healthy. I think Jaylen Brown, if he stays healthy and the Boston Celtics continue to win at the rate that they are right now, Jaylen Brown is a lock to be back to All-NBA after missing it the last year or 2. He's been phenomenal. The only thing is he turns the ball over a lot at this moment in time, but like not these players are obviously so much different. So maybe I shouldn't even be making this comparison. But I remember when James Harden was in Houston. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's a bad comparison. When James Harden was in Houston, James Harden turned the ball over a lot, but the team at large didn't. It feels very similar here, where Jaylen Brown turns the ball over a good amount, but the Celtics themselves as a team are pretty low in their turnover frequency. It's like I have a high usage guy that turns the ball over, but if nobody else has turned the ball over or nobody else has a usage as this guy, then it evens out to be like this team take care of the ball. And I feel like that's what it is right now with Jaylen Brown. I'm really enjoying this Jaylen Brown season, by the way. The boys on Numbers on the Board make fun of me because I've never really been a huge Jaylen Brown fan. I've enjoyed his game, but like he wasn't one of my guys. And while the rest of the panel, they really love Jaylen Brown. It's turning a little bit, man. I've been having a ton of fun watching JB this season. The other guy that's an absolute lock if he continues this and the team continues to be a playoff team, Tyrese Maxey. Hey man, let me get the true full stats of a Tyrese Maxey season because I feel like it's still gonna surprise me. Man, 31.6 PPG right now, 7 assists, 4.5 boards, 46% from the field, 38% from three. Producer Greg was at a game the other day where the Golden State Warriors played a Philly, the great game where VJ got the tip in and Tyrese Maxey got the block. And we were talking about Tyrese Maxey. And I say to him, Tyrese Maxey is so much of an anomaly because a dude that fast should not also be able to hit 40% of his threes. It just doesn't happen. And this is coming off the season where he had kind of lost his jump shot a little bit, 33% last year on about 9 attempts. Now he's jumped that up by 5% points and also getting to the rim. And also, he's playing 40 minutes a night, by the way, but ridiculous. He is a all-NBA lock as long as they continue to play this good. And the only other guy that I'm saying is a lock to replace, and all these other guys have conversation, is Chet Holmgren. If the OKC Thunder are one of the few 70-win teams, which they're on pace for right now, Chet Holmgren, off like overall statistics, may not look that much better than his previous year, but the eye test is just so much better. He's controlling the ball so much more in the half court. Fluidity of his game has stepped up. His defensive impact is so much better. So those are the 4 guys I feel like, again, assuming health for them, are the clear-cut replacements. And then get to another short list. But like Scotty Barnes, if this little Raptor skid is just a skid and they're not just bad all of a sudden, Scotty Barnes has the luxury of being one of those ultra glue guys that can average 20 and also being one of the best defensive players in the league. I mean, I got to give credit to the Toronto Raptors at large, even though they lost the game, about the LeBron James thing when he only had 8 points. But a lot of that is just truly Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes takes a lot of pride in the defensive side of the ball, and I love that for him. The next guy is Jalen Johnson. I was trying to figure it out, and I had a tough time on StatHead here on Basketball Reference, trying to figure out a player that went from 0 all-star votes in his career to all-NBA in one season. And I feel like it's not that many guys. And I think Jalen Johnson could potentially be doing that because of the circumstances, y'all. It's not that crazy to think that he could make an all-NBA team this season. Next guy, Jamal Murray. Yeah. Not only I think Jamal Murray's making an all-star game this season, if he continues to play at this rate, he could be an all-NBA player. Kevin Durant could jump back into that, by the way. I haven't mentioned KD just yet. He's missed it over the last whatever. He could definitely do that. I was having a tug of war between putting him or Alperen Sengun on this list. I'm not completely sure who people look at or Raptors fans look at is the more important or impactful or more deserving all-NBA player if they continue to do that. But one of these guys should probably be locked, considering team success. Maybe both. I don't know. Denny, who we mentioned, but they also have the tough part of not being one of the few playoff teams right now. I think they're like the 10th seed, so maybe they get in there. But if they're not a playoff team, you probably won't get the nod. But the raw stats, the on-off, all of those things are in favor of Denny being one of the best whatever players in basketball. Franz Wagner, who we mentioned, just went down with an injury, so we'll pause on that. Devin Booker went down with an injury, but I read a report that he might be back for the NBA Cup game, which is like in 3 days. So if he's back for the Cup game, he's here. He's ready to go back to being an all-NBA player, y'all. And then the last guy I have on my list as a possibility for all-NBA if these spots stay open is Austin Reeves, man. Austin, I don't even know how much more I can talk about Austin Reeves. Is 29, 7 and 5. The 41 and 11 that he averages in the 4 games, 5 games, or Luka Doncic has not played. He is the ultra complimentary spot for Luka Doncic. And I think some interesting conversations are going to happen if this man continues to play at this level of efficiency. The game versus the Toronto Raptors, the logo threes, the foul drawing, the get into the basket. He looks top whatever. And the guy was completely undrafted, y'all. undrafted to All NBA is not a pipeline that happens often, man. It's in the works. It could be happening.